What impact can one individual have on an entire state? Could one person inspire positive change in a region's economic development, a state's education system, and in the lives of students, teachers, and employees? If so, how could that one person do so much?
President Spilde is an amazing and inspiring woman.
She elevates the conversation and calls each one of us to live a beautiful life.
She inspires us to do our best and to work hard for students.
Mary feels strongly that we build community by supporting and respecting the contributions of each other.
She's an inspiring and visionary leader.
Mary is brilliant, compassionate, and kind.
Mary is a true leader and a great partner to the business community.
As a teacher, Mary's an inspiration to me.
Mary is innovative. She makes things happen.
Mary's a leader in sustainability, and she's brought that leadership here to Lane Community College and to the entire nation.
Mary's community leadership is infectious, and she's just fun to be around.
Mary Spilde has changed Lane Community College, the Eugene Springfield community, statewide education policy, and the lives of thousands of individuals. And she's done this all while looking impeccable. The effect Mary's had on individuals has had a multiplier effect in our community.
Mary's a friend.
Courageous.
Elegant.
Gracious.
Visionary.
Thoughtful.
Leader.
Amazing.
Collaborative.
Innovative.
Genuine.
The right person to be Eugene's newest first citizen. And she has a wonderful accent.
What Mary brings to the table is the fact that she's not from this country, and yet she knows what it is to be American.
She's still, the same person that came from a small village in Scotland, where everybody knew each other's name, and her father was the town baker. And I think that's, really one of the defining elements of her character and who she is her cultural background.
When I was younger, she was pretty busy. I don't know how she did it. She was working on her PhD. She was raising us and still was able to, we had a family dinner every night and she was around, so that was great.
She comes from a very humble background in Scotland. Her parents had a baking business. All three sisters were imbued with the importance of how important education was. And so she has started a scholarship. It's called the George and Eileen Jenkins Scholarship in honor of her parents. And her mother gets immeasurable pleasure out of reading of a student who's received a scholarship in her name.
When you have a conversation with her, you know that she's actually listening to you and that she cares.
We have a harvest dinner every year, and she decided that she wanted to auction off an Iron Chef contest where she would be the chef competing against, as it happened, Judge Michael Hogan. And the amount of energy that she put into preparation, she's very competitive. This is not something that most people see about Mary.
She's very bright. I mean, she has a law degree, she has a PhD. So she really, talk about strong skills to be successful. She's really got those in spades.
I think she has that gift of working hard and working seriously, but not taking herself too seriously. And that's another gift of leadership.
Mary focuses on the work that needs to be done, but she also focuses on how the work gets done. Is everyone included? Do we have the right people at the table? Has everyone been heard?
She believes that all students deserve to have hopes and dreams, and she really sees her job as making people's hopes come true.
I think she's a really hard worker. She's very determined, and she's very inspiring.
When she has her sights set on something, she goes after it without pause. And she's dedicated to her work and dedicated to her students.
She is a thoughtful, caring, dedicated public servant. That's the best way that I can describe it.
Lane Community College can't succeed on its own. It only succeeds in its relationships with the other institutions in the community.
Whether you're out at a First Friday art walk or at any main event in the community, you'll look around the room and you'll see Mary. I think people who participate fully in the life of the community can be better leaders.
She actually teaches a leadership class. She takes people from throughout Lane Community College, and she actually spends time with them to share literature around leadership, examples around leadership, and to just really make sure there's multiple pathways to leadership for people at Lane Community College.
Working with Mary on the Lane Community College Board has been a pleasure. She has a great vision. She gets everybody on board. Her leadership qualities are outstanding.
Lane Community College just doesn't teach about sustainability, they live it. It's in the functionality of the building, it's in the way people teach courses, it's in the way they take care of the whole campus area, and it's in the way they make their decisions.
We were in a contest a couple years ago about who was doing the best and most recycling. And we were up against Harvard and Yale and all these big universities, and Lane Community College won. It was fabulous.
Mary is very well known at the national level and the state level and the local level for her work in education. And that's extraordinary that she's a leader at all those levels.
Mary was appointed by the governor to be part of the Oregon Education Investment Board. This is Governor Kitzhaber's effort to literally transform education funding in Oregon.
Mary Spilde's been involved in the transformation from the very beginning. She was one of 2 people writing the transition plan for the governor even before there was an Oregon Education Investment Board. And she really helped create a vision for what could be the future to make sure our students can achieve at high levels and have wonderful lives.
One of Mary's goals was to elevate the status of Lane Community College in the eyes of community members and community leaders and philanthropists.
We had a rather large pit in our community across from our library that was there for a long time and made us all feel really bad to go by that, and it's sort of a symbol of what wasn't going well at the time.
Doubling down on the community at that time, saying we're going to build this downtown center. This is our vision for how we can improve the community and how we can strongly, connect ourselves into the fabric of the Eugene area. And it also provided a bunch of really great jobs, and will continue to do so.
And so with a partnership with Lane Community College and Mary, we filled that pit.
It was a vision between the city and Lane Community College to invigorate the downtown area. And it was through the generosity of the city and the federal government and many, many people that let that come to fruition.
Mary understood why we needed to do that, because the health of our downtown is the health of our community, and what's good for our community is good for Lane Community College and vice versa.
I think it takes a real business type mind to be able to do that. It also takes a person committed to the community. She knew by putting students downtown it could really help with the economic development.
It's going to be a cutting edge building and symbolic of our entire community, and I think Mary can be given great credit for that being a reality in our downtown.
When I first came on the board, Mary mentioned to me one time that she had just become a U.S. citizen. And since then, Mary had the time to actually meet the president and shake his hand. If you were to ask Mary about one of the highlights of her career, she'd say that was it.
Becoming an American citizen to my mom was the icing on the cake. As an immigrant to this country, she's now been here longer than she spent growing up in Scotland. And she's devoted her whole life in the United States to public service. And so becoming a citizen, I think, was just kind of the end result of public service. Now, finally, you're a public servant, but you also have the right to vote. You have the right to influence the direction that our country takes.
I think becoming an American citizen was just important for her to kind of fully embrace the home she's found here and kind of the community that she's become so much part of.
I can't think of anybody more deserving of this honor than Mary Spilde. She's one of the most delightful people I've met, and one of the high points of my last 2 years in office is getting to know her better and to work with her. She led a transition team on post-secondary education, and as you know, she's a member of the Oregon Education Investment Board. But I gotta say that she's much more than that. She's a real jewel for the Lane County community down there, and I think she brings a tremendous expertise, not just to her role as president of the community college, but understands the importance of the Lane community itself, and I'm just glad to know her. Congratulations, Mary.
This award is more than well deserved. You've earned it, enjoy it, and congratulations from the board of Lane Community College.
When I think about Mary being first citizen, I say to myself, it's about time.
I can't imagine another person who deserves it more.
Congratulations, Mom. You make me so proud and you really inspire me.
Congratulations, Mom. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy that you're finally being recognized for all the hard work that you've put in to improve the community and to improve Lane Community College. And I just want to say thank you for supporting in and believing in this community the same way that you've always supported and believed in Kate and I through our entire lives. Thank you.